What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. This is episode 4 of NWD. That's short for News with David, just in case you didn't know. Now, first thing I want to say is thank you to all the new subscribers and followers on my YouTube channel and on Rumble. So if you're listening on Rumble, that's where I want you to be. So if you're on YouTube, please migrate over to Rumble. Download the app and search for News with David, okay? I'd much rather you be on Rumble, so that way we can't be censored. I mean, I guess we could be censored, but probably not, right? YouTube has already taken down my videos, and they've already hit me with copyright strikes for my own voice. Anyway, I guess my voice is popular with 23 subscribers. I don't know. But they have been censoring me, and that's a fact. All right, so let's talk about the Chinese quote-unquote weather balloons, right? Well, the first thing I want to say about this is that this is very dangerous, and we cannot allow China to do things like this. And I also want to know, why wasn't it shot down over the ocean? Why did our government let it get all the way to Montana, Kansas, Missouri, and it's just flying across the United States? And isn't it amazing that it's just flying to military bases just randomly? It's just going to all the military bases, just flying right over it. I mean, you know, that's just a coincidence. No big deal. Nothing to worry about. You better not be worried about it out there, okay? If you are, you're a racist, all right? And you don't like Chinese people. I just want to let you know that. So if you didn't know that, now you know it. You're racist, all right? But I've been listening to a couple of experts in warfare, stuff like that, right? And they say that these satellite balloons could be like a dry run for an EMP package. Now, I don't know how true that is. I watched it, I listened to it, and the case is compelling to say the very least. But, you know, I'm not sure how crazy China is, right? Because, you know, we think of China being this, you know, huge country with billions of people, and they have like this strong military and, you know, stuff like that, but they don't. Okay, I'm not saying they're the weakest military, but they're definitely not the strongest military, and that's a fact. I don't think I think like a third of them are even armed. So, I mean, you got like a third of your so-called military that only has weapons. The other 2/3 have nothing. I think the last time I watched a video of that military, I think they was using sticks to beat up protesters, right? So yeah, they're very weak when it comes to the military, but you know, numbers, so that they have a lot of people, right? Because like the other day, I seen China say that if they were to attack Taiwan, they would send 500,000 people into Taiwan. Now, 500,000 people is a lot of people, and even if they just had sticks, it would be very hard to beat 500,000 people without some type of, you know, atom bomb, nuclear weapon, something like that. Because 500,000 people is a lot of people. All right. And they could definitely do some damage. And even if all of them had a pistol, you know, that would be a force to reckon with. But overall, they're not the strongest military because, like I said, only a third of them are actually armed. But my biggest concern with this is the intelligence they're gathering on Americans. This is something I haven't heard anybody talk about. You know, this thing is not just flying over military bases. It's flying over regular people's houses, their farmlands, you know, and it's taking pictures. I can guarantee you that. You know, this wasn't an accident. You know, China's trying to say that this was an accident and it just escaped their airspace and it came over to America, which coincidentally, it just came to America, right? But, yeah, I'm really worried about the intel that's actually gathering on America. I mean, Americans, and like the landscape, right? Because like they're learning the landscape from this thing. Like, let's just say they did want to send an EMP over here. They know exactly where to drop it, which they probably knew that anyway because of, they have satellites. So, they have imagery of this country anyway, but probably not to that level, right? That balloon could really take some good pictures. I've seen people saying that, oh, they could just use Google Maps. Yeah, they could use Google Maps, but that would give them away, right? They could just gather their own intel, send it back to the country, and really nobody knows what they got. And so, so they probably won't be using Google Maps. I also seen somebody say that, see, this is where you guys lose me, okay? And I'm not saying this is not plausible, but it's just kind of silly. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen people saying, oh, the balloons are spreading the new COVID virus or the new virus that they want us to have. Look, I understand where you're coming from, but that is most likely not the case, right? It's not the case, okay? This is meant to spy on us. If they wanted to release new viruses on us, they do not have to send a balloon over us. They can infect 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 9, 20 people, send them to America, and just place them in New York City or in Chicago or in a heavy populated area, and voila, you got a virus there without anybody knowing. Okay? And let me tell you something. As weak as Joe Biden is, right? He's a weak president. He's terrible. He's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to this country. But China knows that they can only go so far. And to release a bioweapon like that in the sky with us knowing it was them would be very brazen, very bold, okay? And it would be very dangerous for them. It wouldn't turn out good for them. And even if they did, let's say, put a virus out there or used an EMP and knocked out, let's say, half of the electricity and devices in the country, we still have submarines. We still have fighter jets. We would be able to retaliate. And if you don't think that Joe Biden would retaliate, he would. Because at some point, he would be over, the Pentagon would step in, right? The Department of Defense would step in. So, at some point, he would have to retaliate. So they're not that brazen to come above us and drop a bioweapon on us like that. Not yet, anyway. I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm just telling you that it's unlikely, okay? It's extremely unlikely. All right, so, I seen this guy on Twitter. He's like a doctor, I guess, and he was pushing this theory out to people. And I was thinking, dude, like, you're saying this to people with absolutely no evidence. Sure, the Chi-Coms are absolutely out of their minds, right? They're crazy. But you can't be pushing conspiracy theories like this to people with no evidence. You just can't do it, bro. It's not right, for one. You're scaring people. And it's most likely not true. I'm just saying, it's not true, guys. Stop listening to this crap, okay? Think for yourself sometimes, man. Like, I know that the government lies to us all the time, and they never tell us the truth about anything, and they lie about everything, right? I understand that. But you don't have to believe every conspiracy theory that comes out about the government, okay? Like, there's plenty of examples I could think of. Like Joe Biden was going to be removed from office and they were going to reinstall Trump and all that nonsense. Guys, that stuff like that is obviously not true. It's not true, okay? It's never going to happen. All right? So just give it up and just realize that you're in the long run with Joe Biden, who stole the 2020 election. That's a fact. Now, he did steal it. But you have to think for yourself. All right? Now, I think, this is my personal opinion, I think Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, And a lot of people in his administration have made really shady deals with China in the past. Actually, we know this, right? From the Hunter Biden laptop, from the emails, from the text messages, from the documents, etc., right? So we know they've done shady deals. I think this was allowed to happen in return, like as a favor, right? Because China has done so much work for them. Now they're giving them intel on ballistic missiles, nuclear missiles, right? So now they can kind of clone our weapons, basically giving them military secrets without actually handing them the paperwork, right? Letting them fly over, scan the weapons, get thousands of images of it. I think that's what it is. That's just my personal opinion. Also giving them a good, nice little peep at a couple of more bases, right? Because if you look at the track that this balloon went on, it went across multiple military bases that contained some pretty high level stuff. Okay, so just go check out the track it's been on. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of tell you guys that in this episode. So if you've been watching this, make sure you hit like, make sure you follow me on Rumble, make sure you join my Telegram channel. You can find all of these things just by searching News with David. Okay, that's all you got to do. I appreciate you listening. Make sure you share this. All right, talk to you later.